Well, here is a drone video from late in the winter when spring was coming on of a dugout. So this is a spot where when the snow melts, the water runs, and this is just a place to catch a bunch of runoff water so that there's water for livestock. It was a pre-existing hole here that Jeff was working on and dug it all out and cleaned it out and made it larger and bigger. And then I think a bunch of water ran in there, and because the weather was getting right up near warm, we're starting to melt the snow and turned into a lovely mud hole for him. Lucky Jeff. 950K John Deere crawler, and I think he was just working some ice and stuff out of there and then shaping. He worked here for a couple days, and I live not too far away, and I thought, oh, here's a chance. I drove up near the neighborhood and parked across the highway and flew my drone around there and watched. I don't know if he ever even saw the drone. I thought it might be fun to fly down in there, but I thought, well, I don't know if I want to do that either. Get down low enough to get run over it or something like that, or lose it or what have you. So I just flew around and tried to get some different perspectives of what it looks like. I really don't know how deep it is, and certainly looks a lot more shallow when you're looking at it from the air than when you're down in the bottom of it. But there's quite a bit of water. So we dug the hole deeper and wider, and then he pushed all the clay out and kind of feathered it around to dress it all up. And then also the water goes out that end, so the higher that dirt pile is, the more water volume the whole thing will hold, because it's built on a kind of a little bit of a side hill. Anyway, so Jeff was just pushing frozen ice and mud and crap like that out of the dugout, and then working back and forth. And I'll try to just follow with the drone and get some cool footage of the machine working, because that's always fun. Back and forth and back and forth. The 6-way blade with a cat like that's pretty good for that kind of work, because the blade is so adjustable. You can tip it back and forth or angle it so it pushes out one way or whatever. They're really quite a very useful machine. Not that I'm a real good cat skinner. I don't have tons of experience that way. I just have used them a little bit, but I'm not even in the same ballpark of experiences. These other guys like Jeff, who's running this one here, got lots and lots of experience. Anyway, so that's kind of the zoom out, zoom in, and have a look at it and the shape of it. So when it fills up, I'm not sure where the water will spill. I think the topography will be that it will spill off to the right. That's the lowest spot, and it'll go off, fill the hole up where the cat is, and then as it fills and overspills, it'll fill off to the right between the dirt and the trees, and then work its way down the ditch where it would naturally flow. So all we're doing is just catching some water that would naturally flow down that direction anyway. A little bit muddy. I'm thinking that it probably wouldn't have been the most fun to clean the tracks at the end of a day like that. But if you don't in the wintertime, you're supposed to clean your tracks all the time, but in the wintertime, if you don't clean them, then that stuff will get all froze around your drive sprockets or your rollers and cause yourself some real grief, because these things can freeze up there and won't let things roll. A little bit of back blading, get her as smooth as you can. But I just thought, yeah, today's the day. Well, I drove by on the way home and, oh, wait, there's Jeff working on that. I saw the cat was parked there the day or so before, so I went and grabbed my drone and flew it around just so we could see it. And I couldn't tell you the dimensions of that dugout. I think that the top would be probably 100 feet. 100 feet, 50 feet across, something like that. I could be way wrong. Between the stakes, oh yeah, it'd be at least that. Maybe it's 150 feet. I don't know. Guess you both will have to guess, and we'll all be right or wrong together. Well, I thought at this point maybe I would try to fly the drone down into the hole to get a good perspective, but I didn't want to I'm still too chicken. Get myself in trouble and lose the drone or crash it or get it ran over. But it does change the perspective when you get it lower. A little more backblading. It looks pretty good from a distance. I'm not sure how, you can't run a lawnmower over it probably once the things start to grow a little bit. Well, it'll level down, but I'm not sure how rough it is. I haven't driven in there with a vehicle or anything. But got all the dirt all kind of leveled out and dressed up. There's not a big dirt pile anywhere. It's pretty good shape. And now that the snow is all gone, because this was taken much earlier, now the snow is all gone, I'm sure that thing is right full. Lots of people use them. Put trout in them and stuff like that, but not everybody. This is just be for cattle. So as it says, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed watching the machine. I always do. Have a great day.